early on, when we started developing story, we talked about the future at length, and we started interviewing production designers. And we realized that they knew more about the future than we did.
Well, they certainly had been thinking about it a lot more than we had, and that was like a wealth of knowledge.
Yeah, we pretended they were our ideas when they came up.
Yeah.
You know, if you really want to make a future, you just basically pretend you're going to make a show and interview great production designers and interview great visual effects artists.
And then make your decision.
And then they'll tell you what your future should be.
Exactly.
So I called up Sid Mead out of the blue, and Sid answered the phone. And I was shocked because he's sort of this legendary guy that, you know, did the conceptual art for Blade Runner. And we thought, well, that'd be a good find for us. Mm-hmm. And we sent him a script, and he read the script and got back to us with notes right away. And then sent us a quote, and we couldn't afford Sid Mead. We realized he was outside of our league.
We're in a different league.
But he was excited about it, and it told us that we were on the right track.
That's what we've been looking out of right there, and the hangar is...
You know, when I got the script for this, and it was right down my alley, I'm a fan of the genre, love science fiction, love cityscapes and thinking about the future and all that kind of stuff. So when I read this, and then I had a chance to meet with you, and I met Simon for the first time.
But you did something that... I still think about it. It makes me laugh, and it gives me a little chills when you came in with like a drawing, an illustration. It was a photograph that you'd worked on.
You know, we're like, well, what does this world look like? And we thought we'd play for a few hours and put this image together, and that's what I brought in with me. And it all seemed to be pieces falling together for the opportunity to show you how I felt, you know, this could look. I've only done this once or twice before, but we did a full visual effects test, not only for how some of the mechanisms in the future would work, but, you know, matte paintings and looks, and then presented it to you and everybody else, and actually then took it a step further, because I remember at that point I was asked, well, you should put this together as a video and narrate it, and so people can hear what you're thinking.
we thought you'd pitch your job better than we could. So we had actually you do your own narration to sell yourself to showcase.
Hi, and welcome to this presentation of some visual effects tests and concepts for Out of Time. My name is Adam Stern, and I'm the visual effects supervisor and owner of Artifact Studios in Vancouver. A while back, I was shown some concept work for the project, and it was thought that a good idea might be to shoot some tests using a model on green screen to get a sense of how the suit might work. And this is what we came up with, not necessarily to propose as a look for the finished suit, but something that we could use for some tests. So the only real thing in this shot is her head. So here's one test transition using that sort of tiled idea. And there's our hero manifesting using the stealth mode of the suit. We thought we would also try a similar test and just sort of see what it might look like if the suit was actually not stealth but changing from various colors. So here's sort of a version of the suit in black transitioning to the other suit, maybe a combat mode or something like that. One of the things that we wanted to do right away is figure out how not only the suit would work, but how the gun might be implemented, and HUD displays and things like that. And I'll just frame through quickly so you can get a sense of how the gun might come out and form from smaller pieces and articulate outwards, and then the HUD displaying, targeting, etc. And we also thought we would just show the matte painting from the original photography, 3D buildings, playing with some atmosphere, just sort of testing some things out.
I remember at the beginning, the challenge wasn't telling you what we wanted. The challenge was, I told you exactly what I didn't want, which was I didn't want a uniform, gleaming, clean future that you see a lot in these movies.
Yeah, the space age future.
The space age future. I said, I don't want that. I want to see the 65 years of architecture shift, of change in the city, that the future should look like the history of the city, not one uniform, ubiquitous style.
People adapting in that kind of environment. I mean, we originally talked about Vancouver being, 40 million people and one of the last remaining places in North America that actually had fresh water. And that sort of helped drive what we were talking about. I mean, it was how do people survive in a world like that?
I even think just the choice to have things under construction was good, because everywhere else, it's like the future's done, it's finished. Oh, here we are in the future, no more need to to build or change, which never is real.
Well, and more so in the future, because in order to gain density, you're building on top of yourself.
There was some art that Adam did, which was a rendered shot of the city, this one here, where the wasp was much more defined, and then of course we had to work it into the story. So we decided, well, who better than Alex Sadler to have his office up there.
I think 2077 gives us the ability to give people a sense of maybe not a perfect future by any means, and the more imperfect the better in a sense, because what, from my side of it, what it gives, people is the sense that they participate in the future.
Well, the future,
unfolding.
The future is also perfect or imperfect based on not what the future is, but where you live in it.
I like it here. I know it's all gonna change, but I'll probably be dead by then. Do what you want with the others. I don't care. I just want to live out my life in this time.
People have really applied their own definitions to the future. We've never really consciously said, oh, it's this or that. We've just presented stories from it.